Computer, screen on. Computer, place video call to mom. Computer, add brother, sister, uncle, aunt. Computer, place call. Yeah, I wish it was that easy. Turns out we're still a few more years away from full automation and toaster-like experience to placing video conferencing calls. Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, welcome. It's so wonderful to see everyone here this evening, and I'm excited to share with you all some basic settings and features that will be sure to get you off the ground and soaring through Zoom space with great success in no time at all. Before we get started though, I'd love to see a show of hands of everyone who has had the opportunity to be a Zoom host already. Great. Now in the chat, down in the lower left-hand corner of your screen, go ahead and type in 1 or 2 words that describe your first experience. How did you feel? For me, the 2 words, scary and nervous. Oh my gosh, I had no idea what I was doing. Yeah, scary, not great. Yikes. Uncertain, absolutely. Well, tonight our mission is simply to help you prepare for your first Zoom hosting experience to reduce those first-time jitters. So without further ado, let's dive right in. I'm going to share my screen here. All right. And then I'm going to pin Hazel. All right, so welcome to ZoomMaster101. This is your step-by-step guide to success in hosting your first Zoom meeting. So a few things that we're going to cover tonight. We're going to talk about host and co-host. What are the differences? How to transfer host or add a co-host. We're going to talk about the waiting room and the benefits of that. What is it and how do we use it? How to admit people from it and how to send messages specifically to anyone in the waiting room and in chat. We're going to talk about chat settings and mute all. We're going to talk about pin versus spotlight, a couple major differences there, and then multiple spotlights, replace versus add, and then gallery view. We're going to learn how to change the view on other people's screen. Sometimes it's helpful to rearrange the participants on your screen, and maybe you want other people to be able to see the same view. So we'll learn how to do that as well. First things first, we're going to start a new meeting. Hopefully everybody here tonight has started a meeting. If not, I do have a link in the bottom of the spreadsheet here or PowerPoint where you can go to learn how to start a meeting. There's a couple different ways to do it. Tonight, we're going to focus on, once you're in the meeting, how to use Zoom and host the meeting. For getting started here, let's get familiar with our screen. We're going to talk about a lot of these areas tonight. We're not going to go over all of them, but a couple key things that, can you see my mouse pointing around? Okay, in the upper left-hand corner, we have our shield with the green check, our meeting information. This is really helpful for when you are hosting your meeting and you need to be able to give somebody your meeting ID. If you click the shield, it'll pull up your active meeting ID and your password if you have a password set for it. It also has an invite button that you can click to send an invite link to people. So this is a quick, easy way to get people into your meeting if you've already started. Sometimes your meeting ID is not the same depending on how you have your settings set. So really good information to know that. The view toggle in the upper right-hand corner, we're going to talk a little bit about that towards the end. Down at the bottom, some of the buttons we've probably already used are mute and audio settings there. Video settings. If you want to change your background, then that is also under stop video with the little arrow there. Security settings, we're not going to get into that. Participant, we're going to talk about that. Chat, really important to know where your chat button is so we can have some side communication on the side over there. Screen share, that's what I'm doing currently. Breakout and record, we're going to skip those. And then the fun stuff. So under reactions, if everybody could go ahead and click and give me a thumbs up on the reactions to let me know we're all having fun, that would be awesome. And then the last thing here, end meeting. End meeting is really important to know. There's one key feature, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, that only the host can do. And it's a really important one because if you mess up and you click the wrong one, you just booted everybody out. So we'll learn how to avoid that. All right, host versus co-host. Really, the main thing between host and co-host, the co-host can do almost everything that the host can do. The host has 4 main things that they can only do though. So the host can only make others co-hosts. Co-hosts cannot make other co-hosts. Host can only end the meeting for all. So when I mentioned the end button, all participants and co-hosts, when you click end meeting, that ends the meeting for yourself as the host. So Emmy, I believe you are the host this evening. If you were to click end meeting right now, you have 2 choices, end the meeting for all or leave the meeting. If you end the meeting for all, we all disappear. If you end the meeting for yourself, now the Zoom meeting is left without a host. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. The host is the only one that can start the waiting room and is the only one that can start the meeting. And then of course the co-host has these capabilities that they share with the host. You can place people in the waiting room. You can mute or unmute participants. You can stop somebody's video and you can spotlight participants or rename participants and start recordings. There is a whole list of other features available. These are the core features that we're going to use in almost all of our meetings. The complete list again is in this link down here at the bottom. So this PowerPoint will be available for everybody afterwards. All right. So how do we change host and co-host? So to make host, we're going to transfer full control of the meeting of the Zoom call to another participant. So Emmy, if you were to click my 3 little dots in the upper corner of my screen and click make host, that removes all host privileges from you and gives them all the power to me. Now, if you were to just click make co-host, which you've already done, now that gives me a lot of the features that we just talked about. Really important to note that transferring host to somebody else cannot be undone. So Emmy, if you give me full control right now and turn me into the host, you can't undo that. Only I can give it back to you. Let's see. Multiple participants can be made co-host. I believe the maximum is 50. So that would be a lot of co-hosts. So that's probably more than I think we'll ever use in Toastmasters meetings. The waiting room, next up. So the waiting room is a really cool feature that allows the meeting allows the host to place people in like the lobby of a conference room, right? So we're going to have people waiting out front before we open the doors. That's our waiting room. And when somebody first joins your meeting and you're the host or co-host, you're going to see, if the waiting room is enabled, you're going to see this little window pop up here at the top. You have 3 choices. You can either click the X and close that out and just know that they're in the waiting room, or you can admit them directly, or you can view the waiting room. And to see a complete list, we're going to click the view button. So we're going to do that now and click that. And that takes us to our participants tab. The participants button down in the bottom does the same thing. If we were to click that instead of the button up on top, it would just open this window over here. So the participants is broken up into 2 parts, the waiting room and in the meeting. And then this also allows more control for messaging and muting and stopping videos. see next. So if we're going to send somebody a message in the waiting room, we can send somebody directly by clicking on messages. That brings up our chat window. And then down at the bottom next to two, it'll be blue, and it'll either say, right now it says everyone in the meeting, but if we wanted to just message only those in the waiting room, we would just click everyone in the waiting room. Now, whenever we type into the chat box, only the participants in the waiting room can see that. In the normal meeting, they have no idea. Let's see. Moving on. All right. Mute all, the power of mute. So this is really helpful for large meetings when we have, say for the conference, and we have a speech contest and a lot of people are in the room. Sometimes it can take a while for everybody to unmute them or to mute themselves. The mute all, if you're the host or co-host, just zaps everybody all at once and everybody is muted. When we use the mute all button, I think it's really important to remember to allow participants to unmute themselves, unless of course you don't want them to. If you're in a meeting where you need everybody to, to be quiet and not be able to say anything, then go ahead and leave this unchecked. So when we mute all, now everybody is muted except for the host or co-host that did the muting. So if I mute everybody right now, it'll actually still leave me talking. So the other thing to remember is that when we mute all before the speech, I've seen this a couple times where we mute all to silence everybody, but we forget to unmute the speaker, and then the speaker starts and they're muted. So always remember that if you're the speaker, you'll need to unmute yourself after somebody has muted all. We just talked about the allow participants to unmute themselves. If you click the more button, then that also brings up the option to allow participants to unmute themselves. So if for some reason you wanted everybody to not be able to unmute themselves for the first half of the meeting, but then halfway through the meeting, you want to give that power back to them to be able to add value and chime into the meeting, you can click the more button and then go ahead and put a check mark here next to unmute. All right. The more button, which we just touched on, there's a few key features here in the more button that we want to be aware of. Lock the meeting. Let's say we're having a business meeting and you've given everybody a specific time. The meeting starts at 6. Everybody needs to be logged in by 6:05, and we're locking the meeting. I'm not sure why you would want to do that, but it's there. And so you can prevent people from joining the meeting at that point. The play, join, leave sound button. If you have a large group and say like the conference and the speech contest, you definitely want to uncheck the play, join, and leave sound button. This is the doorbell to the meeting. So with this checked, you're going to hear all the dings and ding dong as people come and go. So really important to have that unchecked so it doesn't disturb the speaker. Enable waiting room. So waiting rooms can be enabled midstream in a meeting, which is really cool. And if we are doing a meeting and halfway through the speech or something, we realize actually let's just go ahead and set up the waiting room and people can wait to come in, then you can go ahead and enable that, and then anybody that joins after that will be in the waiting room, or you can send people back to the waiting room at that point too. Yeah, that was it on that one. Allow participants to start video. Really important that we probably want that checked. If that's not checked, then participants can only have just audio. All right, chat settings. So the two buttons down here in your chat section, you have file and the 3 little dots. The file is just simply, if you wanted to share a file, click the file button and then you can find the file on your computer. It gives you your file location choices. And let's say you have a text file or the PowerPoint presentation and you want to share that, then that's where you would do that, and that'll go to the chat. Over here for the Zoom host only is participant settings for chat. Let's say that we want to be able to silence the chat box during the meeting. Then we can click over here and just click no one. So for if we only want to be able to chat with the host, then the host can be checked, or everyone publicly and directly. Pin versus spotlight. All right. Pin allows you to disable active speaker view and only view a specific speaker. I like to think of pinning as putting a picture on your wall in your living room. That picture is just for you, and you can't see the picture on my wall. It's just for me to enjoy. For spotlighting, I like to think of this as the auditorium, and we're all in the audience, and they have the light crew. They're shining the spotlight down on the stage, and they're directing the audience where to look. Spotlight puts a user as the primary active speaker for all participants in the meeting and cloud recordings. And then finally here, gallery view and follow host view. This is a really cool feature. I think it's pretty new. I actually just learned about this in preparing for tonight. As the host, you can rearrange your speakers on your screen. And then if you click the view button, you can click follow host order. And that forces that same view to all of the participants. So a really neat feature there. And again, only the host can do that. Release video order just simply releases it back to control of the participants. Let's see, last couple things. Spotlight specific notes, really important for replace versus add, that if you have 3 people spotlighted or more, and you go to and you replace somebody, it eliminates those 3, puts them back in the gallery, and spotlights the one that you're replacing them with. Spotlight, you can add up to 9 participants, and you have a minimum of 3 participants with video on to be able to use Spotlight. And then pinning, pinning again only affects your screen, doesn't affect any other viewers. And it doesn't affect the cloud recordings. So you can pin to your heart's content and it doesn't affect any recording. So that's a really good feature there. And that is it. Those are your basic Zoom host settings and features. And go ahead and stop sharing my screen. Thank you very much.
Robert, do you want me to facilitate your Q&A? Robert wanted some time for us to ask questions. I can let people raise their hands and I will call on you to talk to Robert. Would that be helpful, Robert, or do you want to?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Let's do that.
I see that. Emmy Bartholomew has a question. Go for it. Emmy.
Okay. So I've noticed in the Zoom meetings that I host, I mute everyone. I can't unmute them. Is there some setting that I need to know about that?
That is a really good question, and one that I'm still confused on, because Zoom tutorials say that you can unmute them, host and co-host can. I honestly haven't found out how either. So
okay.
That is a good question. I'm going to try to unmute somebody right now. So we can ask to unmute people,
right?
For sure. But yeah, it doesn't allow.
Yeah.
So I wonder if there's a setting maybe that we're missing somewhere.
It could be. I don't know that. I haven't really gone and searched for it that much. I've just said, okay, I have to ask them to unmute.
Yeah. Oh, Lindy, you're muted.
There.
I think my Zoom master and I were dueling over the button.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't? Okay.
It was me.
Oh, ha ha. See, now you copped to it. That's good. So I was going to ask who else has a question. Emmy, you can lower your hand if you're done, unless you have another one. And Kathy, I see you have your hand up.
Yes, I have a couple of questions. I've noticed when I'm the host and let's say I'm the speaker, I cannot pin it for some reason when I'm a host. Have you noticed that?
No, you should definitely be able to pin. Everybody does have pin capabilities. So like I just pinned myself.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm not the host, but co-host and host pinning privileges should be the same, as well as participants. So Kathy, if you go ahead and click in the upper right corner of your video box, you see the three little dots, and
Mm-hmm.
do you have the pin option there now?
No, I do not.
Oh, let's talk about this. Are you on an iPad or an iPhone or
Laptop.
laptop? Is it Chromebook or like Mac or Windows?
It's Microsoft 365.
Okay. Now, are you in the web app or are you on the Zoom client itself?
The web app.
Okay, so there are definitely different features available for different sources. So all of the different ways, the things that I just listed, the key differences, the mobile apps and mobile, either iPad or tablet apps are going to have limited functions compared to the Zoom desktop client. And same with the web interface. So you're going to get your most features available by actually downloading the Zoom app itself and using that. So that's
okay. Now I get a little confused. I do have the Zoom client on my desktop.
okay.
However, when I logged in, I clicked in that upper box to say open Zoom meeting. Is that's
Yes.
something different, or?
Yeah, when you click on that, and I just do it reflexively now, so I'm not sure without doing it again which one is which, but one of them will open the Zoom in the web browser, and one of the buttons will open the Zoom in the Zoom app itself.
Well, it looks like everyone commenting in the chat is saying they don't have it, but we've all joined from the link inside the agenda. So it's possible changing that link will give everyone the permission to pin.
That's a good question. I joined from the same link and I can pin.
I
So
can too. So
it's probably that different devices and different, if you're on the web interface, just a guess.
We're all co-hosts or co-hosts. Elena, are you a co-host?
Not anymore. I asked to be taken off, but I normally can pin on this machine that I'm using now. So, I'm not unfamiliar with pinning, and I'm not given that option.
I'm sorry, who was just speaking?
Elena.
Elena, let me find you real quick in my gallery here.
Here.
There you are.
Yeah. Same thing. I can pin in most every meeting I go to. I
Yeah,
can't
this
pin.
is
I can't pin
odd.
today.
Yeah.
Same for me.
Well, that is weird. Okay.
So
I
much for
wonder if
that.
there's a setting for this meeting then that,
Oh, I have a question. Are you spotlighted still, Robert?
no.
Not spotlighted, because I know I
I'm-
can't pin when there's spotlighting going on.
oh, I think that's it. He is spotlighted.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
okay.
why.
I
That's
have
why.
spotlighted him for everyone. So
That makes sense.
that's it. Then you can't pin. That's right.
And then I just
Thank
had
you, Wendy.
one last question for the waiting room. I'm assuming you have to set that there's certain settings that you have to have on your desktop client in order to activate the waiting rooms as a host.
Make sure I understand the question. So you're asking, are there certain settings that you need to set ahead of time to?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's in the Zoom settings on the internet. So if you go to zoom.us and log in there with your account, you'll need to enable the waiting room option there before it'll be available in the Zoom client later.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. Diana, you've had your hand up. Let's hear from you.
Yes, it's getting so tired there. I have a question about the host and co-host. I have an individual account and I upgraded it a little bit so that the meetings can run very long. But when I try to add someone as a co-host, I get a message that person has to be on my account. Is it
Oh,
because of my level of account, or
Do
is there
you,
something I can do to,
I've never seen that.
okay?
Do you have, when you say you upgraded your account, did you upgrade to just the next level where you pay like $14 a month and it's the premium?
Yes.
that should be fun.
Interesting. You should certainly be able to do that, even at the free level, I believe. I have two different accounts, one that's free and one that's paid for. There's definitely a couple differences, but the main one really is that you can have a meeting like this last longer than 40 minutes.
Okay. I haven't tried recently. It was last year when Zoom was new and whatnot. So
Oh,
maybe
okay.
they got more flexible.
Yeah, I would certainly try again.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
Yeah.
And Diana, I recently discovered that there is something in the account settings, the same place that Robert was just describing, where
Okay.
it talks about whether you can enable co-hosts, or so there's something about permissions there too.
Thank you.
We have the green card, but that means we have another minute or so. Does anybody else have a question? Oh, I see Diane. I think Diane was first,
Judy?
and then Judy.
Hello, everyone. So in regard to applying the background screens, the green card, the yellow card, and the red card, how would I go about doing that?
This is a really good question. So on the lower left-hand corner where your stop video button is, there's a little arrow. You're going to click that, and that'll bring up the change virtual background. When you click that, it's gonna open up. And if you haven't added things like the blue or the white that I have, or the yellow for Hazel's timer there, you'll need to click the little plus button and add those from files on your computer. And the timer cards are available on Toastmasters.org as well.
Judy, you want to get yours in quickly?
Yeah. This is just a question for Robert. So next time you're going to talk about breakout rooms, right?
we decided to leave breakout rooms off of this one. So yes, if there's a next one, Zoom 201, we'll get breakout rooms in there.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, I don't see any other hands, and we're at the red, so we will move on to the next section, which Robert is going to facilitate, which is some hands-on work. So Robert, take it away.
Yeah, all right. So we're going to do some practice runs on different things. And I think first what we want to do is practice making co-hosts. And Emmy, would you be willing to give up control to another member and have them be host?
Okay, but if we're going to practice, should I take the spotlighting off?
Yes.
Okay, I'll do that first, and then I'll transfer. Okay. We'll let's do that first.
Meanwhile, who'd like to volunteer to be the host? Who'd like to try this first?
So I am not sure if evidently when we did something and it took the spotlighting off of you, so you weren't spotlighted, but you were showing up in the speaker view. So I put it in gallery view. I don't know if does everybody have it in that gallery view now?
Yeah, and the pin showed up again.
Okay, so that's it.
So
right.
Emmy, let's do this before we transfer Zoom host. Why don't you go ahead and rearrange your screen since you're in
Okay.
gallery view and practice that, and then go ahead and rearrange your screen and then click the view button and then make us all see your arrangement. There, yep, it just changed.
I had to put those sheep up in the beginning.
Those sheep are pretty awesome.
So all I'm doing is pointing to the person. I'm just now pointing to Taz, and I'm dragging him over to the left and dropping him where I want him to be.
Yep, perfect.
So who wants to be host?
Don't all jump at once.
All right, Diane.
Diane, wave your hand, Diane, so I can see you. Oh, there you are. Okay. All right, I am making you host.
Yay.
I can't take it back, so here goes. Change host.
And Diane is now the host.
Yes.
All right, Diane, let's mute everybody. So go ahead and find mute all and silence us.
You got it. I'm going to my mute. Actually, I think that, nope, not there.
I think you have to go to participants.
Right.
Yes. So if you click
Well,
participant.
okay. Okay. I found it, and everybody. Okay, can you guys hear me? Yay! Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much.
And you left us with the option to unmute ourselves. So very good. All right. Do you want to try rearranging your screen and see how that looks?
Yes.
So go ahead and switch us around however you want. And then in the upper right corner, click the view button and follow host view.
Okay, going to, let's see if I can do that. And I'm going to change you over here slightly. And now I need to go to view. Is that correct?
Actually, I don't think you have to go to view because we're already seeing it, aren't you, Robert? Already seeing it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well then,
Awesome.
I'm done. Thank you.
All right. Who wants to, is there something that somebody is looking to try, something that somebody is wondering about and want to, I mean, this is your time to practice. This is your time to do different things, and we can't make any mistakes here. This is practice. This is where we learn. So Kathy, I think your hand is up.
This is a question that probably the host can do. When somebody's presenting, there's an option where you can look at the speaker like on the vertical or the horizontal, or on top of the presentation. Is there a way that the host can control exactly what that view is going to look like when somebody's presenting?
Yes, with the spotlight, I believe is what we're talking about. So if we were to spotlight you, where's my spotlight button? Oh, you can't spotlight you because you don't have your video on.
Right.
But yes, so that's what the spotlight is going to do. The spotlight is going to force everybody's view to match that speaker, the speaker view that we want to see. So right now I'm in gallery view, but if I go to speaker view and I spotlight Lindy, let's see, spotlight for everyone. Now, did your screen just change and Lindy showed up?
Yes.
All right, now I'm going to spotlight David, and we're going to add David. Now, do you see David and Lindy side by side?
Yes.
All right, and we can do this up to 9 participants. So, and any co-host can do that. So Kathy, let me find you. And Diane, can you find Kathy in the participants and make her co-host?
Okay.
Did you find her over there?
Not yet.
I don't have my video on. I have my hand raised.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I keep
yeah.
forgetting your video is not on.
Yeah, yeah. But
that's
but
okay.
Robert, one of the things I wanted to ask was, I understand about the spotlight, but let's say Lindy is presenting and she has a like a PowerPoint presentation.
Okay.
Can you have it so that either she, we can see, like, replace David's view with the presentation, and or
Oh,
have
yes.
it, or have it so that you can control like exactly how you want everybody to view it.
The answer is yes. The other side of that is I'm not quite sure how to do that. So that's like a Zoom 301.
Okay.
And I'm only at 201.
Okay, no problem.
So I have seen that, and I was wondering the same thing. I was like, oh, that is really neat. How do they do that? And then you can actually change the view a little bit, so you can make the presentation bigger, or you can make the speaker bigger. Yeah, so that is a really neat feature, one that I'll have to look at and figure out how to do.
Robert,
Yes.
Taz is saying in the chat box that he doesn't see both Lindy and David. He only sees David.
No.
Oh, that's not right?
I see in gallery view, or I see Robert. That's it.
Interesting.
And mine.
Yes.
I can see what you're showing.
Right.
I can see.
I see it in speaker view, not gallery view, speaker view.
Yeah, so you can go, if somebody's spotlighted, you can still go to gallery view and you can see everyone. But if you go to speaker view, then that will bring the 2 spotlighted speakers back up. It should.
No, I see you.
Okay.
Robert.
You're in
I see.
gallery view.
Okay. And when I'm in speaker view,
Oh,
okay, I see Robert. That's it.
I'm not sure what that is.
Nope, Robert's not pinned either.
Yeah, I'm not pinned, and we just have Lindy and David spotlighted.
And it doesn't matter if I'm in full screen or not.
Yeah, what app or device are you on?
Well, I have a Mac, but Deb can see it with hers, what you're talking about, and she has the exact same computer and same vintage that I have.
Okay. Well, I just removed the spotlight. So now you probably, depending on if you're in speaker view or gallery view, you should see whoever's speaking or everybody.
Yeah, you're highlighted, you're speaking, I'm highlighted, but
Okay.
But when you had them spotlighted, you had Lindy and David spotlighted.
Yeah. Lindy?
That business of being able to spotlight more than one person at a time was a version. I wonder when was the last time you updated your Zoom version, Taz?
I've updated mine here.
Because it might be that.
It was not very long ago. Of
It's
course, when you're retired, things run together.
So Lindy brings up a really good point, and yeah, maybe after the meeting, try upgrading to the new Zoom and see if that helps for next time.
Okay, we'll see.
All right, let's see. Who do we have as the host? And that was Diane. Diane, do you want to make somebody else the host?
Oh, okay.
How about Elena? Do you want to give power over to Elena?
Update your Zoom. Because you can get it on your
I've got the power.
Yes.
What should I do,
So-
Robert?
So Elena, let's do this carefully so we don't end the meeting for all. But if you click the leave meeting button, that's gonna show you the two options, but don't click anything else. Then you'll click the cancel.
Okay.
Do you see the leave meeting and the
I see end.
end? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to click
Oh.
that.
No, don't. Yeah, just click
Oh.
cancel. Oh yeah, click end. I'm sorry.
Because that's all I've got is end.
Okay.
And then it gives me the two options, right?
Yeah, but we
Okay.
don't want to end the meeting, so
I'm not.
let's practice a different one.
You want me to leave, do you?
No.
Okay.
Do you
Well, I
want to
saw
try?
it.
Do you want to try pinning some or spotlighting some people? And
Sure. Let me go to gallery view and find some people. Let's see. I will spotlight Hazel, and then I will spotlight, add spotlight there. And how about we go for 3 for Lori Whaley? I'm going to spotlight you too. So there we go.
excellent.
How about that? Hello, ladies. So I'm Robert, I'm fairly familiar with Zoom.
Okay.
So I would love to see Lori do some practice.
Perfect.
Because
Let's
she
give her
is
the
going-
power.
Yeah, she needs it. Let me she's going to be working with this and doing some seminars, and she needs to know how to work all the buttons. So I've unspotlighted everybody. And I guess I'm host, so I need to make her host. Okay.
Yep.
So let me do that more and make host. Yes.
All right, Lori Wiley is now the host. Whaley, I'm sorry.
Really, that's fine. I don't see anything on my screen.
That's okay. You have the power regardless. So if you look over in the, do you have your chat window and your participants window open on the right-hand side?
Yes, I'll get it open. Yes, it's open now.
Okay, if you scroll to the top, you'll see that myself and Lindy are co-hosts and you are the host.
Okay, I now see myself.
So let's try making some more people co-hosts. Go ahead and pick some participants and you can click the more button and let's see.
Let's do breakout rooms.
We can do breakout rooms.
No. Okay, what do you want me to do?
Oh, if you click the more button, do you see the option to make co-host?
Actually, I don't. It says participants invite, chat, record on this computer, record to the cloud.
Oh, I'm sorry. If you click the participant themselves, the three little dots, or
well, you want me to click participants?
yeah, if you open the participant window, and then you can hover over, say I'm hovering over Bill Cohill right now, and I have a more button. And then if you click the more button, do you see the make co-host?
Okay, more button. Yes, make co-host.
Perfect. Let's make Bill a co-host.
All right.
Perfect. All right, let's make some more.
Make some more. Okay. How about Sandra?
All right. And then after Sandra, what we want to do is we want to click on the little video window and click the 3 buttons instead.
Could you say that again?
So if you hover over somebody's video window, you see the 3 buttons where it says either ask to unmute or 3 buttons.
Yeah, right.
And then click the 3 buttons. And then do you see?
Do I see, ask to unmute or more? That's all I have.
Oh, the 3 buttons.
The 3 buttons down below.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Click more.
Okay. Click more. All righty. I'm doing it for Diana. More. Make co-host.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So Diana's now a co-host.
All right, do you want to try spotlighting some speakers?
Yes, I don't know how to spotlight. It kind of went over me.
All right, so go ahead and you can, again, back in the window, are you in gallery view or speaker view?
I am in, I don't know. I see a lot of participants.
Okay, so if in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, there's the view toggle, and click the view toggle, and it'll, whichever one the check mark is next to, you're probably in gallery if you can see everybody.
Yes. I mean,
okay. Then go ahead and click on hover your mouse over, say, Lindy, and you should see 3 little buttons, 3 little dots.
Over Lindy.
Yeah, or anybody, it's okay.
In the upper right of an image, there's a little blue box with 3 white dots.
Oh, yes. There's Lindy. Okay.
Now, do you see the spotlight for everyone?
You have to click on the 3 dots.
Okay. Down below.
In the upper right corner of the picture.
Okay. Could you tell me what I'm doing again? Okay, so I went to view.
Here, I'm going to share my screen, and then hopefully this doesn't break Zoom. I've never shared a screen of Zoom itself. Oh no, it just went away.
It won't let you do that.
Yeah, I've never tried, so.
Yeah, I've tried it and you can't do it.
All right. Oh, you know what I can do? I'm going to share my screen again, and I'll show you a picture of where those 3 dots are from the slideshow. Okay, so like on this view here, there's 3 participants hidden behind that list there. So on this one, I clicked the 3 dots right here, and that brought up this menu, and spotlight for everyone is in there.
I see. Okay, now how did you get that to come up again?
So right here in the upper right corner of the speaker box, the 3 little dots.
Oh, okay. So you want me to do that to anybody?
Yep, absolutely. Just pick a couple, and 2, 3, 4, up to 9.
I just see spotlight for everyone. We don't want to do that, right?
No, that's what we want. We want that speaker to be spotlighted for everyone. All right, so now Hazel is on everybody's screen if they're in speaker view. And go ahead and pick somebody else. And remember, their video has to be on.
Do you want me to pick someone else?
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. Well, I don't see where I can.
That's okay. Are you still when you hover over the video of the person, you see the blue dots in the upper right corner of them?
So everyone's picture perhaps is.
Okay, yes. Okay.
Okay.
Now I see. Then I would add spotlight.
Yep, add spotlight. Absolutely.
So I add a spotlight for
There you
Deb.
go. You got Deb on there. Hi, Deb. Awesome.
Hello.
All right. I think Anne Marie is looking to try next. So if you want to transfer a host over to Anne Marie, let's walk you through that. So Anne Marie, can you raise your hand? Where is Anne? There's Anne Marie. All right. Lori, do you see Anne Marie?
Oh, Anne Marie. Okay, yes.
All right. Now in the same spot where you did the pin or spotlight, go ahead and click those three little dots again, and you should now have one that says make host or transfer host, make host.
Make host.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, there you go. All right, Anne Marie is now the host.
Yay.
Okay. Now what do you want me to do?
The power is yours. You can, let's try spotlighting. We can, have you spotlighted people before?
No.
Okay, so same thing. In the upper right corner of any participant's active video, go ahead and click the three little dots
Okay.
and spotlight for everyone.
So I press spotlight for everyone.
Yep.
Add spotlight, replace spotlight.
Let's try the replace. We haven't played with that yet.
There you go.
Okay. Replace spotlight.
All right.
Okay.
So see how it took away both spotlighted speakers and replaced them with Bill.
Okay. Hi, Bill. So you said I could now add spotlight for everyone, or?
Yes. You can add some more people.
Okay. So once I do that, then I click on whoever's link.
Yes. Yep. Now, something to keep in mind too, I believe for gallery view, the spotlighted speakers always go to the upper left corner.
So when I'm adding a spotlight to another person, like for example, I have two and I want to another person, I go to the three buttons and then I add spotlight again.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There
So I
you go.
just do that for everyone. Just add spotlight. Okay. Okay. I hear that. Okay.
Awesome. Now click one more and replace, and you'll see that all four of those, oh, now five spotlighted individuals will be replaced with one.
Okay. Okay.
There you
There
go.
I am. Okay. Hi, Deb.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right. Let's transfer control of the meeting back over to Emmy.
Okay. So that's when I go to view. No.
Click on the three little dots again, and then make host for Emmy.
Who three little dots? Mine?
Oh, for Emmy.
Oh, for Emmy.
Emmy's three little dots.
Oh, okay. So go to three to Emmy. So let me go to full view so I can see everyone and then look for Emmy.
Her name says ZoomMaster
Oh,
first.
okay. Thank you for letting me know. And then I press make host. Excellent. And then I said, yes. Thank you. Thank you for the training.
You're very welcome.
All
And
right.
actually, I think, do we have enough time for one more?
I think so. And I think, Sandra, you should play a little.
Yes. Emmy, do you want to give control over to Sandra?
Sure.
Robert,
Yes.
I've never hosted and I've never co-hosted. And additionally, for your slideshow, I could not see nor read the fine print. So
Okay.
I can see better now because of the light and also the larger screen.
Good. Okay.
So you'll need to walk me through.
Yeah, the slideshow will be available for download afterwards. So
That would help me a lot because I have difficulty seeing slideshows, period.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
All right,
Absolutely.
just a second. For some reason, my hosting ability is not there.
Oh, Anne is still the host. Anne, can you click on the three little dots in Sandra's window and then click make host?
You're talking to Anne,
And
right?
Sandra, oh, Anne-Marie, me?
Yes.
Okay, so Sandra is the Toastmaster, right? So I click.
Sandra is not the Toastmaster, but we're going to make her host.
Sandra Kolb. She's wearing glasses. Wave, Sandra.
Okay. Hi, Sandra.
There I am. My yellow thumbs up.
So I have to put make co-host to her.
Make host.
Okay. There you go.
All right. Sandra is now the host. Woo!
All right. Now
So-
what do I do?
So let's do spotlighting, because that is a pretty popular feature. And what you want to do is, again, click on any active video in the upper right corner with the 3 little dots and spotlight for everyone.
Hello,
Perfect.
Bill.
Let's add another one.
All right, this says add spotlight. Is that
Yep.
correct?
That is correct. Absolutely. The first one just says spotlight for everyone. Then the next time it's add spotlight.
All right, up to 9.
Up to 9. So let's add a couple more, and then let's do a replace. All right, so we have 3 on there now.
4. Would you like more?
Let's do a replace. Pick somebody to replace all 4 of them.
Okay, do I click on their 3 dots then?
Oh, you'll click on the next person that you want to spotlight and then click replace instead of add.
Oh, I see. Now, how do I know which one they're replacing?
It's going to replace them all.
Okay,
All right, now we got Lindy.
yes, hi, Lindy.
All right, let's go over to the mute and mute all. We have a couple people that aren't muted and they're being loud. We got to silence everybody. So let's go mute all.
Wow.
Okay, where do I'm over at the mute icon at the far left. Is that where
No.
we're at?
Nope, on the far right of your screen, do you see participants and chat?
Yes, which one would you like, chat or participants?
Participants. So we
Okay.
want to open the participant window, and then there'll be the blue mute all.
Oh, I see. Okay,
All
got
right.
it.
So go ahead and mute all.
And of course that mutes Robert also.
Too funny. I just said that. I'm like, oh, and I'm muted.
Did I unmute people?
Nope, I just unmuted me. Let's try renaming somebody. Let's say, go ahead and rename me. I hopped into the meeting and my name was silly and didn't make any sense. And you're like, that's not Robert. Let's rename Robert. So click the more button next to my name in the participant window, and you should have rename.
So it's best if I'm in gallery view.
Oh, gallery or speaker, it doesn't matter.
Okay, Robert, I'm in gallery now and I have the 3 dots, the ellipsis. And rename. Okay, yes, I see that.
All right, give me a funny name.
All right. Oh, a funny name. Oh my, you're asking for humor on the spot.
Godzilla.
Nice.
Let's see. I don't know if this is funny or not. I'm just putting,
It'll be funny.
well, no,
Or serious. I don't.
I don't know.
Oh, nice. That was good. Loved it. All right. And that takes us, I think, to our red card there, Hazel. Oh, I'm sorry.
Can I just say one thing?
Absolutely.
Okay. One of the thing that I've used the most as a Zoom master is going and muting individual people because they forget they've got the dog barking and they don't even realize they're not muted. So you go to their picture and you mute them. Because if you do the mute all, you're going to mute whoever the speaker is too. But the other thing I use a lot is unmuting myself by holding down the space bar. So right now I'm holding the space bar down. And there I was muted again. So
Yes.
it's a really easy way to unmute yourself without having to go and find yourself and or go to the mute button or whatever. It's very handy.
It is very handy.
Robert, I have a question. You had me mute everyone, mute all, but then how do I get that back? How do I reverse it for everybody?
You don't. Everybody has to unmute themselves.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that? Well, all right. So sometimes I've been in a meeting and I've been asked to unmute myself.
Yes.
Is that how that happens?
Correct. So if somebody mutes all, then you didn't realize you were muted. And I see this a lot where everybody's muted and then somebody tries to speak and we forget that we're muted. And that's where the space bar trick that Emmy was just talking about really comes in handy, is to go ahead and hold space bar and that unmutes you. And then when you are done talking, let go of space bar and it mutes you again.
Okay, to clarify, so if there's a contest or something and everyone is muted, then the host cannot reverse that. It's for the rest of the meeting, people must either unmute themselves or when
Emmy,
they.
Go ahead, Emmy.
Not for the rest of the meeting.
Oh.
It's until they next unmute themselves. So if I unmuted myself and then forgot to mute it again, I'd be unmuted. So it only lasts until someone else unmutes themselves.
Okay. Thank you.
But you can mute everybody again if you need to, or you can
Yes.
mute individuals if you need to.
Correct.
I don't notice that the spacebar thing works for me. Is there a setting you have to have?
It should work. I don't think that's a specific setting. I think that's something, but I could be wrong.
Let me try it. It never worked for me.
So I believe we are at time. I did see Hazel's red card there. So at this time, let's give control back over to Emmy. Sandra, do you want to click on the 3 little ellipses over there for Emmy on her screen and make her host? Awesome.
Thank you, Sandra. You graduated from ZoomMaster101.
Woo!
Hooray. Thank you so much, everyone, and Robert especially.
Very welcome.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you so much for that. I think what's supposed to be next in our meeting is the evaluation, and I think our evaluator is not here, and I'm not quite sure why, but that doesn't matter. I am ready to step into that unless someone else jumped in and wanted to do that instead. Let me just check my gallery view, see if anyone else is waving and wanting to evaluate. No? Anyone? You want to, Emmy?
Sure.
Okay. Let's see. So you have 2 to 3 minutes. Hazel, that's a 2 to 3 minute evaluation.
Okay. Robert, that was a great training. Thank you so much for being here and doing this for us. I wanted to tell you that the very first thing you did taught me something I didn't know. It was great. You covered a lot of the very basic things, which is what this was supposed to be about. You were very clear. You told us what you were going to tell us, and then you told us that, and then we got to all practice it. So thank you very much for that. And I also want to say that it's very difficult to teach something that isn't consistent across all platforms and all devices, and you handled that very well. I spent a lot of time doing teaching for computers myself, and I realized the value of being able to say, I don't know. So you did that very well. In fact, I think this was handled very well all the way across the board as far as the question and answer period and the actually letting people try things and encouraging them to do something they haven't done before. You did that very well. I think the only thing that I would add to that is I would like to have maybe had this, like what do I want to say, a opportunity to ask you to cover specific things beforehand. Like maybe if you could have had what would you like to see be in this class or something like that. Because there were a few things that I would have liked to have seen, even if it is only a basic 101, that there were a few other things you could have covered. But other than that, I think you did a wonderful job, and thank you so much for doing that for us today.
Awesome.
Madam
Thank you so much.
Toastmaster.
Thank you, Emmy. Now we are going to take 10 minutes. Hazel, let's have a green at 8 and yellow at 9, red at 10 for a round robin, so that each of you audience members has a chance to contribute for Robert's ongoing polish on this. I told him that he's going to become the man, and clubs are going to invite him once the word gets out that he's good at training. So let's help him to make it even better than it already is. When you put your hand up, if you'd say one thing that you especially liked and one thing that you think might make it better. And when it's your turn, try not to repeat something that's been said unless you just have to, in which case I understand. So I'm looking at the gallery view. I'll give you, Elena, your hand's up. Go for it.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. And I would like to say, Robert, that it was an excellent, excellent presentation. I can't wait to get the handout, the slideshow. So I was very glad when you told us that we would be getting that. That was very reassuring. I didn't have to take a lot of notes. I could watch what was happening on the screen. So I thought you got across the basics really well. The one thing I would say, and I'm not 100% sure it was you, but I think maybe you have a squeaking chair.
Oh, it's
so yeah, that's a little distracting to, especially to those of us who are sound sensitive. So maybe try either to stay still or, get some WD-40 on that chair. But otherwise, fantastic. Thanks, Robert.
Thank you.
Who's next? Well, I'll go next. Oh, I got Diane. Go.
Hello, fellow Toastmasters. I would like to say that I truly enjoyed when we first were introduced to the call as a collective. I really appreciated how the nerd herd trainer, I'm sorry, Robert, pardon me. I truly appreciated the collective question to participate and to get us to react. I found that very helpful in engaging with the rest of the group and also building up my excitement for the class. So I did appreciate that, and I will definitely take away that, as well as many of the other things that you were kind enough to teach us today. Thank you very much, and I now yield it back over to you, Madam President. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. Sandra first, then David.
Thank you, Lindy. Robert, what I really appreciated was that for a 101 training, entry-level training, you paced it at that level as well. Sometimes I see trainers who are very experienced in a topic and they'll move through it quickly, which may be very much slowing it down for them, but it's not at the pace of someone who's just stepping into it for the first time. And when you did that, then it was much more easy for me to follow your directions and allow me the time to actually read through the lists and process that. So I really appreciated that. Thank you.
Very welcome.
David?
Robert, yeah, thank you. Robert, yes, I really enjoyed your approach, and you have a very welcoming smile, and you're a patient instructor, and you're very thought out. So I really enjoyed listening. It's still all Greek to me. I'll give it a go one of these days, but I thank you for your time. Very good.
Thank you.
Taz, I saw your hand was up. Oops, Taz had to go. It's late there. Anne Marie?
Hello, everyone again. Robert, I like the fact of what you have done, like everyone had said, but I also must say that this is the first time I was able to download the timer's background through what you guys have said. So thank you very much. That's a mountain I've just reached. And another thing I would like to also reach is when we are recording the meeting, how do we record it after the fact when everything was closed? And I guess that's for another meeting. But I like the fact that I was able to host and being able to practice. That is such a value. So of all, two things that I've learned is the value to practice and the value that I do have my timer. So thumbs up. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Diane, did you have something else that you wanted to say, or your hand's still up? No, okay.
Bill? Oh,
you're muted, Bill.
So much for the space bar trick. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But Robert, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I thought the hands-on portion was very good. You were very clear and thorough. I appreciate it. The only thing I could think of is maybe more vocal variety, just because we're covering a lot of material. But overall, I thought you did great. Thank you.
Kathy.
Yes, Robert, thank you for that presentation. I really appreciate it, particularly the details in the slides showing us the different features. The only thing I would suggest is on some of the more complex portions of Zoom, maybe separate a little bit more of the slides, not having as much on the slide at one time, so that people can grasp that concept. But the on-hands practice really, I think, clarified a lot of that. Thank you for your presentation. And I look forward to your 201 and 301.
Excellent. Thank you.
And M. Lakita Smith.
Yes, good evening. I would like to thank Mr. Robert for when he shared his screen where you can actually see where the buttons were at the top, and as you guided them where, and you could see even though the button was a little bit hidden behind it, but we saw exactly where you can get the drop down box. So I want to say that adding that to it in some way that you could, the way you shared the screen was very well put, and then it was help those who are visual as well as audio. So I want to thank you for that. And the overall presentation was great.
Thank you.
All great comments. I want to hear what Lindy has to say. She had a whole eval planned.
Lori wants to say something first. Lori, do you know how to unmute yourself? And by the way, to raise your hand, you go to reactions, and there's the bottom choice says raise hand.
I'm sorry, where's reactions?
It's at the bottom in the black strip of you have to move your cursor down to the bottom to see the black strip of controls. And you'll see a green will share screen in the middle. Then reactions is over to the right of that. You see
I
it?
just have more. Mine just says more.
If you click more, do you see a reactions? Then I think maybe you need to update your Zoom.
Okay.
Type 2. But anyway, you want to say something, go for it.
I just want to say thank you, Robert. I rejoined Toastmasters after having a break, and I'm glad I did, because this virtual world it's here to stay. And it's kind of, in some ways, there are advantages, because I was on a Zoom meeting and being able to reach people from different parts of the country, and that's a plus that you don't get in person, right? So thank you.
Very welcome.
And Robert, I'll throw a few things in. I love the colorful slide deck. I thought everything was well marked, easy to follow, except the size was challenging for those of us with older eyes. That's me. There was one slide that had very large print, which I thought that was great. I wondered if you did, and I know that PowerPoint self-selects depending on how much text is in there and how much else is on the screen. So I wondered if you had one slide that had the print and then the next one that showed it. I don't know if that would be too, but that was just an idea for making things larger. Next time, I didn't think of it, but it would be a good idea to put in the intro that a slide deck is coming, so people could relax from the very top and know that that's something that they'd have. So next intro, just add that to your already good intro. You might add something at the top about that devices, not that you have to explain different ones, but at least to say that, that different devices behave differently. There was one point where I wondered if the account settings, you were showing us settings, and I wondered if the account settings in the Zoom, I don't know the right words. If, for instance, if in your account you had set that the sound of people leaving and coming should sound, and then where you pointed, could you still change it for a specific meeting? I was wondering about that. That's more that it wasn't very, very important to articulate. That was just a question I had. But since someone really loved the timer backgrounds, I would encourage you to make that a part of your presentation, because that seemed like that was really helpful for Toastmasters. And that is the red card. So
we could also ask people to have their application updated when they come to attend your meeting, so that they have all the bells and whistles access.
This is a great idea.
That would be a good reminder for us to put in the invitation, Hazel. Thanks. Yeah.
that's a good idea. And speaking of, I can never figure out how to do that. Robert, can you tell us quickly?
So I use a Mac, and Windows and Mac are going to be slightly different. But if I click for mine, I want to say, I'm looking, on a Mac, I believe, I don't actually see it. So
maybe you do it outside of the meeting.
Well, I think that if you log into your own account, and I think everybody has a free account, if you log into your account, then there's a place and a reminder there to do any updates.
Do you know where that place is? Because I can never find it.
Oh, I just thought I'd seen reminders that said there was a new update and you should click here to download it.
Okay.
Lindy, I can't find it either
At least then I'm not
on
the only one.
mine.
I'll look for how to update, and I'll include it with the slide deck. I'll add it in there.
That's terrific.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Great.
Because I know it's different. That part is definitely different on PC and Mac, and for Mac it's a little completely different. So
Excellent. Thank you. In the few minutes that are left, many of our guests have already gone, but those of you who are still here, who are not part of this club, let me point out to you, Elena, could you post again? You did earlier on. There, Elena posted a little link for how to sign up for our newsletter. Why would you do that? A, it's a really good newsletter, but B, it lets you know of special events like this that are coming up. And we do a good job, if I do say so myself, in bringing some interesting educational material, at least with our quarterly large events, and then sometimes in between, like this one. So. In addition, we want to invite you to come to our next meeting. We meet the first and third Thursday evenings, and the first ones we have our classic layout. So we have up to 3 speakers, and each speaker gets 4 evaluators, and they are different. So there's a pathways evaluator, a vocal evaluator, visual evaluator, and a content evaluator. So and then a short up to 5-minute round robin. So as you speak, you get so much feedback. It gives you an incredible resource for growth as a speaker. So come witness that for sure. If you have questions about how to sign up for that, I can't think of how to do it right now because it's not on the top of my brain. Let's see, it's right here. I'm going to put it in. It is Pro Speaker Club .eventbrite.com. That's how you get on the guest list for the next meeting. Finally, with 5 minutes left, we do have an exciting next meeting. We do have new members coming down the pike as well. So we are actually going to be planning a new member induction for the second meeting in June. What other announcements does anyone have for the good of the order? Robert, is there anything you would like to say, any final words?
Yeah, I would just love to thank you all so much for the opportunity to share this tonight. And it certainly helps me grow as much as you all. So I'm really grateful for the opportunity. It's wonderful to see and meet so many new people. And yeah, thank you so much.
It's been a delight. In that case, I will wish you all a wonderful evening. Thank you all for taking time out of your busy lives to come be with us tonight. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, Robert. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Good night, Robert, and thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank
You're
you.
very welcome.
Good night, good night.
Welcome.
I guess that's my cue to close the meeting.
That's right.
Emmy, you have
Unless
the power.
everybody wants to sit and talk for a minute.
You know, if we want, I can show my screen because Crystal just shared with us where that update was. And I think it actually is the same for the Mac as the PC now that I'm thinking about it. I totally forgot where. Oh, you know what? Because I can't share the Zoom.
No, you can't.
Why can't you? I think that must break the internet if you share the Zoom. I don't know.
I don't know. It gets
It's
to
like
be this.
meeting yourself if you time travel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like.
I thought because the window that Crystal was just pointing us to was a different window, I would be able to share it, but.
You can bring up your Zoom profile window and then take a snippet and then show everybody.
Yeah.
Zoom profile window.
I'm gonna do this.
So when you click on the little blue camera on your bottom bar, you know how like 2 windows come up? The other window where it has like your profile, if you bring that up and you click on your little picture icon on the top right.
Mm. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Mine is in blue.
And then it says check for updates and you click on that. And if there's an update, it'll update it.
Could you say that again?
Sure. So
on the bottom of your computer, the bottom task, the little pinned bar at the bottom, there's the little blue Zoom camera icon.
Right.
If you hover,
Oh,
over it, two screens come up, right? The Zoom and the Zoom meeting. So if you go on and click on the Zoom meeting one, now you're seeing that one. On the top right corner underneath the X on top, your picture is there. If you click on your picture, you can go down where it says check for updates. And if you click that when it's highlighted blue, your Zoom account will check for updates and it'll update it to the newest version.
I don't see a blue camera.
Who was talking?
Me.
Oh, okay. Hi. On the bottom of your computer, on the very bottom bar across the bottom, there should be a little icon for Zoom. Here, I'll show you.
What's the name when it
On
shows?
the taskbar.
Taskbar.
on the taskbar.
Yeah, at the bottom.
Shows all
So
the applications. And
At
stuff.
first, when she was talking about that, I was looking for the bottom bar of the Zoom window, and she's not talking about that. She's talking about the taskbar at the bottom and the actual icon for the Zoom program.
Right.
Yeah, the blue dot with the white camera in the middle.
I don't have that.
On the very bottom of your screen.
No, I don't have it.
Sometimes it's hidden, and if you
Can you share your screen?
Mhm.
If
I
you share
just
your
found-
screen, we could see what you see.
There's a new update since I've done it.
I've got one too, but I
We
can't
might-
download it while I'm in the meeting.
We might.
I know.
not while
I'm
you're in the
waiting to do
meeting.
it too now.
We might
Now
need
that
to
I know
make
there's-
Lori a co-host for her to share a screen.
I think everybody can share their screen.
Can they? It depends on the settings.
Just the
No.
co-host.
Well, let me try it.
I can share.
No, because that's, I don't think it'll do it.
Yeah, Lori's sharing hers.
Yeah, right there
Okay,
at the
there it
bottom.
is.
See?
There on your taskbar.
At the bottom.
Bottom.
On the left, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right
There,
next
that's
to
it. That's
yeah,
it.
that's it.
Okay, where is this please again? I don't see it.
It's below
Where are we
the
at?
Zoom. It's on your computer, not the Zoom application. It's
Okay.
Task.
You see mine? I only have quit Zoom, Zoom, unpin, and close window.
Right, but when you go into that, Lori, Zoom, it'll open up.
But it didn't. See.
Well, we can't see it, but
Oh.
Lori can see it. Hopefully it'll open up the Zoom app.
When
page.
you hover over the little blue thing with the camera in the middle, do you see two little screens pop up? Like there you go.
Okay.
See that white block with
The one on the right.
click
Yeah.
on that.
I did.
Yeah.
Okay. Now see your picture on the top right corner.
Yes.
Click on your picture, please.
Okay.
Did you get a
Update.
drop down?
Hello. Update
If you-
available.
Yes.
There you
update
go.
Yes.
available.
It says download will resume when your meeting ends.
Yes,
what we're
that's awesome. Perfect.
All right. Thank you, Crystal, for taking us through that.
Thank you.
yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We all get an update. Yay.
You get an update. You get an update. You get an update.
Emmy, and I really like the space bar thing, but I
Yeah.
noticed that if I have my chat open, it doesn't work.
Okay,
So that
maybe
might be
that's
why.
why. Yeah.
Yes, I was thinking that. So I think you have to have
Can you
it's
stop
like
sharing
when
your
you have to have like the gallery or the pictures of everybody like active, not clicked on the chat or something, and then it'll work.
Lori,
Yeah.
to stop sharing your screen, up in the top in the middle, there should be a green box and a red box. And the red one should say stop share or something like that. Do you see that?
Oh, yes, I see it. Thank you.
There we
you
go.
Thank you.
Well, this has been fun.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody. You guys
Yeah,
are great.
I totally missed this. Can somebody explain it to me?
Yeah.
Robert, are you going to put this all in writing? Or how to do this? I don't know. I didn't know where you were at. I couldn't follow it.
Well, can you share your screen, Sandra?
Pardon me?
We could talk you through it if you share your screen.
How do I share
Oh,
screen?
I have to make her a co-host.
No,
So
you shouldn't have to make her co-host.
No, she can share it on the bottom. It's green in the middle.
Got permission to share screen. See
okay.
green on the bottom of your Zoom where it says your screen.
Right next to the chat.
In green, it says
Yes,
share
okay.
screen.
So click on share screen.
And it brings up a white window with some different choices of what you share.
Just a minute. I need to close out some files, I think.
No, just open the one you want. Open your desktop. If you need to close files, do that, but it won't show all of those. It will only show the one you click on.
Unless she shares the desktop, then it shows everything.
Okay.
Well.
So where's the desktop?
Okay. It's the one with all your icons on it.
I don't see it.
What are those names? What in that white box? What does it say inside there?
It says whiteboard and iPad.
What
Okay.
else?
There's no desktop?
No.
Oh.
Are you on an iPad?
On an iPad.
No, I'm not.
Huh.
There's basic, advanced, and files.
What basic?
Should
So
show.
it should say screen, whiteboard, iPad, iPhone. Whatever you have your Zoom on.
There's something that says screen with.
That's it.
Yes, that's it.
That's it.
Right.
Click on it, and then in the lower right, there's a blue thing that says share. There you go. Woohoo!
Oh, I
Okay,
see the
just a
button
minute.
she wants.
Yeah.
Okay, I clicked on it. Now, what am I looking for?
On the ribbon on the bottom is your taskbar. The bottom of your.
No, but hers is on the desktop, isn't it? Up there in the left.
No.
That's right. It's at the bottom, at the leg of the giraffe.
Yeah,
Right at the bottom of the giraffe.
Oh, I see.
See the little zoom
hover
camera?
that little. Yeah.
Right
There.
There you go.
Right
Oh,
there.
Right here.
Uh-huh.
a little bit to the left where the click on the blue.
Don't click, just hover over the camera,
Oh,
the little
hover.
blue thing.
Oh, okay. I'm there.
So maybe right click. There
we go.
What does it say? I can't see.
It says quit, Zoom start, unpin from taskbar, and close window.
Hover over start Zoom.
You can start the Zoom.
Huh.
And click on that. It won't hurt anything. That's how I got to it.
There you go.
It says open, run as administrator, pin to start, unpin from taskbar, and properties.
Did
Open?
you click or left click on it?
Open?
Now open it. Then
Is that what you said? Open?
Yes, open.
Open, yeah.
Oh, and then I need to sign in?
Oh, Sandra, you must be
in this meeting different.
Yeah, you must be in this meeting on the web app and not the Zoom client. So
No, I don't have client.
that is the client. So it's
You're just not using it right now. So
there you go. There you go.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
The one on the left, right? Or no?
No,
Where's the screen?
See, huh.
I click on it, but it doesn't do anything. I mean, I can't, I make it larger.
Yeah.
I'm lost.
I think she has to log into her account and then click on her picture.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So
you want to do that?
I'll do it after the meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's where you'll find it.
So when you log in, it'll be on the top right corner, the little circle with your picture on it.
If you've got a picture.
If you got a picture, right.
I do. I have a picture, but it only shows on that
Right.
account. I don't know how to get a picture on meetings, so my screen's always black.
Okay. When you log in, if you go to the top right corner where your picture is on your account with the picture,
Yes.
then you click on the picture, it'll bring you a drop down, and then it'll say check for updates, and you click on that and it'll do it.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll try it. So thank you.
Okay. So